Our first Australian story actually begins halfway around the world, in Ireland.
In Ireland, we had a big property, and we were farming, and there was forestry.
I went for a very brief period in Ireland with no dog, and it was like a part of you's missing. We were given Match by a neighbour. We were in sheep country, and we were using Match as a sheepdog. We purchased Sydney because we also had deer on the farm.
Sydney is an all-round hunting dog. He's a pointer setter retriever. That's his breed. And so we were training him to become a hunting dog, and he was coming along very well.
At the end of 2002, we moved to Australia, and we brought the dogs with us.
For the two dogs from Ireland, the move wasn't just a change in hemisphere. It was a completely different life in the Sydney suburb, Eleanor Heights.
They had a big lifestyle change in Ireland. They had free rein on a very big farm.
They didn't have jobs, perhaps retrieving was a job, but not in the same way as they had in Ireland.
So now they are in an enclosed area.
Over here in Australia, they had to be behind the fence.
It's completely different now for them. About 2.5 years ago, we went away.
The dogs were here. My father-in-law was looking after them. And when we came back, my father-in-law told me that a man on a bike had been at the front gate there and had hit Sydney with a stick. And ever since then, he's been different.
Sydney's fear of motorbikes is tested daily since mail carriers in Australia had postie bikes.
It was just over 2 years ago now, and I arrived home and had put the roller door up. I didn't notice the postman coming, and I was holding one of my children as well as being pregnant. So he drove then toward me to give me the letters, at which stage Sydney was barking quite a lot, and I expressed, "Oh, he's harmless, he's all bark, don't worry," at which point Sydney ran from behind us and then grabbed onto his knee. The postman was shocked, but it didn't hurt him terribly much.
Sydney was obviously more protective while Amanda was pregnant. You could well understand that Sydney felt he was protecting her.
In 2008, the Australia Post logged almost 400 dog attacks. Most of them red postie bike related incidents.
They informed me that our dog has been considered dangerous, and therefore we won't have any parcels delivered to our house anymore. We'll have to drive up to the post office to pick them up.
After the incident, the Roches managed to keep Sydney away from the posties. But while on a family visit to a nearby farm, they wandered into an unexpectedly risky situation.
Like a lot of farms, they have red postie bikes that they do the farm chores on. We were talking to the worker. He was straddled over the red postie bike for about 10 minutes, and then he said, "Oh, I'm going to have to go off and do some work," and he kicked over the bike.
Before they could stop him, Sydney was charging the bike and clamping his teeth on the worker's knee.
It was a good, nasty bite.
Yeah, he was in quite a lot of distress, the poor man. I'm afraid that my dog will harm another person and in the end have to be put down.
If I was bitten by a dog and I didn't have enough assurances from the owners that they could control the dog in other situations, I would insist for other people's safety that they would put the dog down. And that's why we were so keen and so anxious to have Caesar come and have a look at the situation and see what he could do.
And that's how a Mexican-American from California came all the way to Australia to help an Irish dog named Sydney.
How can I help you guys?
I've got a Weimaraner named Sydney, and he used to love the postman. And about 2.5 years ago, he was hit by someone on a red postie bike with a stick, and ever since then he's had a strong dislike for anyone on a red postie bike, and he has bitten.
So he lost the trust with somebody hit. Anything with the motorcycle sound is
Yeah.
It's definitely an association with the bike,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
But have you tried to be on a bike and just introduce the trust through somebody familiar or more intimate?
No, we haven't.
The way out is the way in, so you actually have to let him experience that and let him experience in a different frame of mind. And so you're mentioning, if the bike is moving, it's not so much of a problem.
Yet when we're here, I mean, the bike, of course, is moving because it's a postman's bike, and he arrives. Sydney runs up and barks and barks.
So you're not able to stop him at that state? Or would
I've
you
managed to, after speaking to the animal behaviouralist, she said to pet him. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah.
Pet him when he's in that state?
Sorry.
Because that's kind of dangerous. Because if you're petting at the wrong time, you're nurturing that state of mind. It goes against the nature of rehabilitation, you know, that you pet a dog when he's agitated.
Okay.
You know, they don't rationalize.
No.
You know, so you might get a dog into a lower level of intensity, and then slowly you're moving into it, but you're still moving a dog that is in a, you know, probably quiet, but still anxious. So that silence is to me more powerful than a dog that is barking.
Okay.
Because they're holding on energy, and they just deliver the energy versus a pa, pa, pa. So you see it coming.
Yeah.
Even though he bit already 2 people, we're still in a preventing mode because it's 3 strikes and you're out. It's only 2 strikes, so we got here on time. What I'm doing is I'm putting a scent that he actually loves. He loves this thing inside this dry liver. So what my understanding is so far is that he doesn't react to the sight of the motorcycle or the smell of the motorcycle, which actually really good. He's you know, his traumatic event is related to the sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the motorcycle in and see his reaction from a nose, eyes point of view. In America, you know, the kids go crazy when they see an ice cream truck. So I'm gonna create almost like an ice cream truck, but obviously this is like a liver truck. Okay, so that's Sydney there. So that bark, it's a strong bark, don't get me wrong, but nothing to be worried about. The reason why Sydney retained what happened in the past is because nobody did anything in the now. Everybody hold on to the past. That's how they hold on to the past. So to start a new now, I have to reintroduce the red Posty bike in a nose, eyes, ears format. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. I want them to. Very good. Look at that. So we introduce in the motorcycle as scent, sight. Yeah, scent, sight. Very good. So we're introducing the Posty bike as a liver bike. There you go. So I'm introducing at a low intensity the sound of the motorcycle. The brr, brr. So I want to see if he reacts at that level. He didn't, you know, reacted the wrong way. He stayed focused on the foot, nose, eyes. Well, it was obvious to me when I moved into the motorcycle that he was getting anxious when I moved it, when he started hearing certain sounds. It's a little bit of ready to strike. He was targeting from a physical point, you know, or you can feel, obviously I was feeling it, and how he was following my leg and how you can see his expression change. See that side? That's the sinus. And the seriousness of a bite coming your way. Very serious feeling. It's a silence.
Coming up, more red-hot Posty bike action.
Shake. In Queensland and South Australia, you can see the world's longest continuous fence, which is more than 3,400 miles long. It was built to keep sheep safe from wild dogs called dingoes. Of course, it is called the Dingo Fence. Stay tuned for more true tales from Down Under here on the National Geographic Channel.
In a suburb of Sydney, a Weimaraner named Sydney attacks riders of the red postie bikes that are ubiquitous throughout the country. Caesar decides to make the bike more appealing by transforming it into a treat delivery system.
See that little light? He's in there. And the first thing he's gonna, if he bites, he's gonna bite this leg. That's why I'm moving this leg very methodical. Like this leg doesn't see it, guys. That. I was very methodical with the steps. You know, step number one, or picture number one, I want you right here. Big step. Big step. Shake. 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 Ah, sit. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. Ah, sit. What I'm doing with the sound right now is asking him that when he hears the sound, sit down, you're gonna get something. Hey. That's a good one. Now, once we have the body and the mind on that position, then we got to do it without the leash. Hey. Hey. Good boy. That's my boy. Okay, well, there you go. Hey. Hey. Sit down. Now, this size makes it a little bit more challenging for the human, but you have to learn to trust them on this side as well. So since I have practiced, you know, on a more safety side, which the motorcycle divides, or it gets me the protection. Yeah, this is where my energy gives me the protection, and understanding him and how he functions. You know, when to do the sound, when to do the body language, how much intensity should I use at that time. Right here. Hey. No. 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 Hey. Sit. Sit. There you go. Good. For those who want to know a little bit more, okay, when did he give the food? I'm not giving the food when he's focusing on the motorcycle. I'm giving the food when he's focusing on me. See? No, that's me. That's me. I am saying, look, don't look at the motorcycle, look at me. I am going to help you. Motorcycle is not going to help you. Not without my help. If I were to give the food when he's looking at the motorcycle, that's not redirection. So, very important. See, nose, eyes. Eyes is the eye contact with the human, the understanding. So he gets the feedback, you know. Otherwise, he believes the motorcycle gives him food. It's not. And it's not the motorcycle. I give him the food at a certain time. So it's like I took 100 pictures to create one shot. You know, every inch was very, very important. So I wanted to make sure that I prepare him for every part of the bike. So at the same time, I was building confidence, and I was building a rapport with him. And obviously the rapport had trust and respect and understanding. I got to know a little bit more about him through the walk. Look. Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's very good. The handler has food, the dog does it. But if the handler doesn't have food, the dog doesn't care about it. So very important that you end the exercise with affection only, with a reward, with a caress, with a kiss. The mind is going to remember that he also did it because you gave him affection.
Now that Sydney is more comfortable around the bike, Caesar invites Amanda and Morgan to join the exercise.
Coming in for session number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, very important that you also represent calmness when he meets you. You know, when I introduce the bike, as I put treats all over the bike.
Really to, I suppose, make the connection of actually putting the food around the bike and things like that. We didn't work that one out for sure.
Now, I won't give food there. See how he's in your space?
Go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Go away.
There you go.
Caesar helped us by teaching us something more that's more broad, and that is to break that behavior where we were rewarding him for getting excited. So by breaking that particular behavior, we're going to be able to improve the way he reacts in a whole range of situations. And the postie bike situation, that's just the most extreme example.
So as soon as they get a bike, Amanda asked me, so should we do this every day? Of course. If you do this every day, in 2 weeks, your dog will be different. And the reason why I say this particular case in 2 weeks is how easy it was for him to understand a different concept.
Well, I definitely foresee us having a plan that we'll follow up pretty much every time we run into Sydney, where we only react with calm behaviour, and that he associates calmness with us.
Yes. All right. 3 more days for me to go back to LA.